made a demo quality song on an acoustic guitar and some stock presets in GarageBand called the Starry Sky. And that was the first version of that song. Then a few years later, I'd listened to some Duster and some American Football, self-titled, first one. And then I made the second version of the Starry Sky, which was like this sort of pop rock thing. But I was like, that's too clean, that's too nasty. Not nasty, but then I had this other piano demo that I kind of took the structure of, used my guitar and some other stuff, and then made the release version of Starry Sky that's on that album that we know and love today. That's kind of the case for a lot of the songs on this album. Things that I had vague ideas for, or even sometimes songs that were completely different songs in general, but then I ended up doing something else to kind of get something down easier that I did just to get a song out, and I ended up liking those songs, those versions, whatever I made, that was kind of a byproduct of that previous one before than the other. So what do you need to record the Starry Sky? What's the setup? Well, to start you're going to need an audio interface, a cheap one or a good one. This is a PreSonus USB 96. It doesn't work anymore because the port is gone. But I don't know if it's this exact one. I've had multiple of these, but that was the audio interface, like the brand and type that I used. Next you're going to want a MacBook, preferably a good one, but with Apple, good is kind of a relative term. This isn't the same one. This is a newer one. This is an early 2020 i5. The one I used was this one that my dad bought for me at a college refurbishing center thing. It's like a 2015 i5, something like that. The screen is mostly broken. I have to keep this thing on the charger, otherwise it won't stay on. But yeah, I had to work with the broken screen while making the Starry Sky. It was very interesting, to say the least. Oh, for the drums, I used this black 2008 Ludwig Accent Combo Kit. What I did, and what I would not recommend doing this if you have more than one microphone, is I would take an SM57, I think that was the same one I used too, that's a knockoff, and record each part of the drums separately for each song, so like starting with the kick, then the snare, then a hi-hat or a ride. And that's not the greatest idea in the world because then you don't get the character of the full kit. Maybe you want to go for that sound. But another thing is if you're kind of like me and viewed the tempo and the metronome merely more as a suggestion than anything, you'll go out of time kind of massively, like on the song Fair Trade. For guitar, all of my stuff for this album was recorded either directly through my interface with a guitar or through my Fender Sidekick switcher, which is not this amp. I don't have it anymore. This is Mustang GTX 100. And the bass guitar, I do have an amp now. I do have an amp now for bass, but the bass guitar on this album was either a guitar part pitched down an octave or a preset, a stock MIDI preset. As for production, I don't have the project files for every song, so I think I'm just gonna kind of give you guys the tracks and like what effects were on the stems for one of the songs, the Starry Sky, and that hopefully can give you an idea if you're, you know. Guitar that I used was this Epiphone Les Paul Special 2 with modified pickups. The ISO is kind of dark so you can't really see it, but it was a good guitar and it seriously lasted me so long. It still does last me long, it works amazing. The funny thing is, I was still getting used to Logic Pro when I made this album. The only microphone at all that I used for this entire thing was a Shure SM57. In fact, most of it was made on a knockoff one. For songs like Fair Trade, I would just put my guitar into a DI input, like on my audio interface, I mean. I didn't do that with every song, but I did quite a lot of them. It was made kind of lazily and like slackerly. A lot of the stuff you hear, a lot of like the tonal qualities of it come from the effects and the post stuff. And I would like high pass everything because I didn't like, you know, how it sounded all clean, or like the dry signal for recording it was. And like the same kind of goes with the music videos. The camera I'm filming this on now is a Sony ZV-1F. It's an actual like kind of professional quality camera. Well, it's budget, but it's professional quality for what it's trying to do. The music videos and the album cover were shot on a Canon EOS M2 and an iPhone SE3. And yet, the album cover for The Starry Sky is probably still my best piece of photography to date. I even have like some of the extra, like, you know, ones, extra photos that I shot, and like some of the uncropped stuff. And like there's this other one miscellaneous photo I took that's now going to be the cover for the Acoustic Starry Sky, which by the way is out today. Or with what you have, make what you want to make. Do something. You gotta do something, otherwise nothing will ever happen.